Intersection Magazine Podcast.
Welcome to Intersection Magazine Podcast. This week, I'm interested in talking about the Fintech space and some of my interactions with various tools. For some, I think I'll mention the names. For others, I'll keep those to myself. Just out of the desire to protect those brands, because it's not fair to talk about certain products in the negative. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoy this episode. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for listening. My magazine, of course, is available at $24 a year. You can subscribe and receive 12 copies sent to a social media channel of your choice or to an email, and would be glad to have you on board. Thank you very much. So about, I'd say maybe 5 years ago, I started developing an interest in various fintech products. I'll mention those products without going into criticisms in terms of my what has gone wrong in my view with these products. So the first was ChipperCash, the second was Eversend. I did so because I wanted to get into the crypto investment space by using products which I felt were probably recommended by players or major players in the fintech space that I could interact with. Now, in my magazine, I spoke and compared the two products, ChipperCash as well as Eversend. The similarities between the two are as follows. Both products offer you the possibility of converting your cash into various currencies. Secondly, both products allow you to invest in cryptocurrencies, where you buy and sell and then, of course, make a profit depending on whether the product goes up or down. Now, they normally offer cryptocurrency products that they vet themselves, so you are in a sense a little bit safer with these products because they are recommended or they come inbuilt with these apps. Now, the place in which I think ChipperCash was more superior a product was in the sense in which they gave you access to a certain group of American stocks and global stocks where you could invest up to or beginning from $1, and then, of course, watch the market as those products either went up or down and make a profit. Now, there's been much of a change, especially with ChipperCash app. Those changes you can read about on your own, market forces and a bunch of other things. So a lot has changed, but those are the two products that I've interacted with deeply in the last few years. Now, before my foray into cryptocurrencies, I was able to take a course, I think it was in 2019, that combined both Forex trading as well as cryptocurrency. So it was an introductory course into cryptocurrencies. But in my view, I think I had already started interacting with cryptocurrencies. But this was interesting because they introduced you to the concept of trading with tools such as MetaTrader, many of which allow you to trade with create dummy accounts with maybe $10,000, which allow you to get familiar with the system before you trade with real money. Then, of course, familiarity with the tools that are available for that as well. Then, with the currency pairs, you have your dollar, Japanese yen, dollar, pound, dollar to Deutschmark, dollar to euro, different currency pairs, and then you trade based on the increase or decrease and make your money that way. Now, there was also a concept that was introduced to me, which was very new to me, and it was what they called stop losses and take profits. Now, what you normally do is you go in and then you decide when you want to buy, when you want to stop buying. You decide when you want your system to take or to withdraw your money or to stop trading on your behalf. So it kind of makes the trading automatic. But I remember when they decided they gave us tests on this section, I found it very hard understanding those concepts. So that is still something I need to dive in a little bit more to understand better. But I've done a bit of research for those of you who want to understand this concept. So let me give you the benefits. It says that the benefits for stop losses are it helps you in risk management, it helps you in emotional control, it protects against market volatility, and it helps develop a sense of discipline. Now, for take profits, it locks in gains, it clarifies trading strategy, it reduces emotional influence, as well as encourages consistency. So those are the benefits of take profits and take losses, or rather stop losses. So I encourage you to do a little bit more research in terms of what those mean. As you explore the subject. I also did experiment with trading bots, not very successfully, but it's also worth exploring. And then there was also what we're encouraged to do was also what you could do with some systems is you could do what they call copy trading, where you find someone who's successful in trading and you copy their trades, or you copy their trades for a certain period of time, and then of course you benefit when they benefit. The other concept that was introduced, or the other idea that was introduced, was they call them lots or lot sizes. So that's something else I would like you to read about if you get your free time. Now, you can copy or you can contrast these two ideas because, for example, with the ChipperCash app, they allowed you to buy or sell. They didn't get into the concept of stopping stop losses and take profits. There was very little chart analysis, and chart analysis is a whole subject within itself, where they use all sorts of mathematical principles to determine the direction a trading chart or trading will take after a while, whether it will go up or will go down, whether it's time to sell or time to buy. They make market predictions, so I guess that's another place of study. But my point, I suppose, in this podcast was to help you identify places where I think there's going to be, or there should be, some emphasis for fintechs that are providing solutions in the local space. One of the areas I think that we're still lacking is it's still rather slow or rather impossible to, in my view, at least in my experience, it's impossible to invest in local stocks. Even if about 2-3 years ago I heard about a collaboration between ChipperCash App and the stock exchange, local stock exchange here. There was talk about adding some of these instruments onto the ChipperCash app so that I could, for example, buy Stanbic shares or Uganda clays or Airtel or MTN or any of those, and then just like I do in a simplified product like the ChipperCash app, and then just wait for it to go up or to go down and sell or buy whatever you wanted to do. So that's one way of doing it, where it's so simplified. You just buy and sell and then you wait. Now with the take profit or stop loss system or the trading that way and lot sizes, you pretty much are more in charge of the system, and you have to be more vigilant and you watch the market more. which is what some people have studied and have mastered. But those of you who don't have that much time, the easier or the simpler system is what ChipperCash App has, where you simply buy or sell depending on predictions that you make, and then you wait. Now, there are also quite a number of tools on online, for example, on Instagram, that let you look out for stock products that are going to give you dividends in specific months. Now, what you can do is you can spread your money throughout the year, where you say, I'm going to get maybe Home Depot or Berkshire Hathaway B or A for the year or for the month of September, for example. These are just dates that I'm coming up with, but in a specific month when I know that they're going to be giving out dividends. So get a substantial amount and put that aside and invest that in a specific set of stocks for the whole year, where all you're doing is just, it's almost like you're saving, but at the same time you're investing, because you're guaranteed that when they give out their dividends, you're going to make a sizable amount of money. Now, that's one way of doing it. Now, the challenge is that most of our systems that exist right now, they're not built to make you money as such. At the start, for some of the products that I invested in before, or for some of the tools that I used before, they were, for example, there were rewards for bringing in friends into the system, or monthly or weekly promotions where you could make money using these products. But as time went by, these were phased out. And what I suspect happened was, for many of these fintechs, there was an inflow of money that allowed them to give away free money without necessarily going through the complex process of generating revenue, increasing monthly user rate or daily user rate or churn rate, or whatever you call it, so that the money that was actually being made with the app and profits within the app and the system within itself was being used to generate more users. So once this inflow of money was completed or stopped, then these companies found themselves having to make up for that money that was not coming in. So they stopped giving rewards, they stopped having promotions every week, and now what you see is, for most of these products, they're charging you, for example, for things that they were not charging you for before. Now, that's, in my view, is a no-no. I have a new product that I'm trying to use right now. It's Opera Mini. It's Mini Pay. Now, what Mini Pay does is you get daily returns or daily rewards for using the product or the service, or for accessing the service. Then they also have a system that allows you to make money by holding certain cryptocurrencies. Now, the currencies that you hold, it's really up to you. But what it is by holding it means that you're not selling or buying, but you're in a sense helping strengthen that currency by having your money in that currency. So, of course, the more you hold, the more you can gain. And of course, it's also dependent on market forces as well as volatility. But the way you cut through the process, or you cut through the complications that come with volatility, is you invest in stable coins, which are usually pegged or which are attached to currencies that are strong. So that's how you are able to benefit from holding cryptocurrencies. So MiniPay has that service that it's offering, which I think is really good. But as well, of course, it's a strategy that you can have employed to make a sizable chunk of cash. So that's what I see. I think most fintechs are making money by charging some small fee for helping you move your money or helping you trade. But of course, they've been able to overtake the standard banking system by offering cheaper ways to transfer your money from either mobile service systems or from money through credit cards or debit cards. Now, the challenge is, of course, that there've been some of these banks have not are not being very simple or very easy on the fintech, so they're still having to make their money back somehow. So naturally, most people make money off of arbitrage. You get it cheap, sell it a little high, or make a little money off of transaction fees or things of that nature. But generally, it's not that easy. But I guess in terms of new products, I'm really impressed with what Opera Mini has to offer, and I think you will too. As I said, there's a reward system which I hope will last. There's also the ability to hold, which I also hope will last, and also a bunch of other activities that are connected to this ecosystem that allow you to make money in other different ways, playing games, checking out products, etc., etc. I also have certain people that I know, for example, that are pegged into the system, users of Zero, for example, or others that have built payment systems around Opera Mini that allow you to access local forms of payment such as Airtel, MTN, which I think is a major boost for users, especially in Eastern and Western Africa. I don't know much about the adoption of mobile payment systems in Southern Africa, but I think that's taken a bit of time. Anyhow, that's my summary of the fintech space, where I think a lot of room for growth still needs to take place. But I think a lot of profit is also being made for those who are combining fintech with crypto, fintech with or building fintech and Forex, combining the two. The others that I know exist are those who are going to websites and saying, we'll help manage your payments system, and will be the back end of that payment system to allow you to take in payments, such as the Flutterways, for example, that are necessitating or that making it possible for you to make payments or accept payments, and to be kind of like a gateway system for you to take your payments on your websites or for your products and for your e-commerce spaces. So that's kind of a summary of what I think exists and where I think the money is going, or what I've viewed at least, and where I hope to see more growth. Thank you for listening. If you have any question, please direct those to us in our socials, and we'll see if we can get back to you. Thank you.
Intersection Magazine Podcast.